This video is about the paradox that in order to decrease our experience of unpleasant feelings, sensations, pain, and suffering, we need to make room for them instead of struggling with them and fighting against them. Hey everyone, and welcome to Becoming an Expert at Self-Leadership. I'm Maika, a psychologist, and my calling is to make those parts of psychology that are relevant to solving life's problems more accessible so that more people can benefit from it. One of life's problems that we all face is the experience of pain, suffering, discomfort, unpleasant feelings, and sensations. There's a lot of things that we can do to minimize our exposure to discomfort and pain. Still, there is always some discomfort that we will experience. For example, that comes through unavoidable illness, unforeseeable experiences with other people that are hurtful, mental and emotional challenges, or just the discomfort that goes along with pursuing something that's important to you, a project, a goal, a value. Everything that's worthwhile doing requires some sort of discomfort that we need to be willing to go through to reach our goal, to get up every morning and continue striving towards that goal, whether we're talking about pursuing an education, maintaining health, raising children, or just any contribution. So the question is, what do we do with that discomfort? How do we relate to unpleasant feelings and sensations internally so that they don't get in our way or trouble us more than necessary? And in the answer to this question lies one of the greatest paradoxes of life, because there's a seemingly obvious answer that makes our experience even worse. The seemingly obvious answer to this question is to try, whenever something unpleasant comes up in us, to try to push it away, ignore it, deny it, not give it any space in our awareness, fight it, struggle with it, deny it, try to get rid of it. The problem is that this doesn't work. Pain and discomfort sometimes is there in our awareness, and it will continue to find its way back into our awareness over and over. This then creates a struggle between the pain and us trying to push it out. And this struggle costs a lot of energy. It makes us tense. And it can even lead to despair and hopelessness whenever we realize that it's not working. It's like being stuck in quicksand or a swamp. The more you fight against it, the deeper it sucks you in. Or for the fellow Harry Potter geeks out there, there's the scene in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone where Hermione, Ron, and Harry get trapped in Devil's Snare, which is a plant that chokes its victims. And the harder they fight the grip of that plant, the tighter it gets. And the only way they can free themselves of that trap is by relaxing into it. So the way this works is that we have some uncomfortable feeling, some discomfort, some sensation that is unpleasant. And when we react by judging it, by struggling against it, resisting it, by tensing up, we add extra pain to that original pain. And psychologists call this dirty discomfort. So the first pain is the clean discomfort, and the pain that we add by our struggle and fight is the dirty discomfort. And that is the vicious cycle of struggle. And the goal is to find a way to relate to discomfort so that it stays clean, so that we don't add that extra tension and pain. Buddha is actually known for having said that you can't avoid being hit by the arrow of pain sometimes, But what you can avoid is being hit by the second arrow of pain, and that is our struggle against the first arrow. Why we struggle. The reason we fight discomfort is the assumption that I need to make this discomfort go away before I can experience anything pleasant or positive again. Luckily, that is not true. Our experience is always multifaceted. We can experience many different things at the same time. Pleasant and unpleasant sensations aren't mutually exclusive. We can experience chronic pain and at the same time flow in our work. We can mourn loss and at the same time experience gratitude. We can be really exhausted and at the same time have a content and peaceful evening. We can be unmotivated to start and at the same time feel the pull of our values and goals that helps us get started. We can be afraid to do something and at the same time have the courage to do it. However, we can't open ourselves up to all of these facets of our experience if we are overly focused on struggling with the part of our experience that is uncomfortable. Knowing this is incredibly empowering because it means we can reduce a large part of our pain, and that is the pain that we create ourselves. How to make room for pain, suffering, and discomfort. So the obvious question of how we can best relate to discomfort and unpleasant sensations, of trying to struggle with it and try to push it out, doesn't work. What does work is opening up to it, observing it, allowing it to be there, and relaxing into it. When you do that, you keep your discomfort clean and you are freed up to doing whatever it is you want to do and simultaneously having room for that discomfort without it dominating your experience or getting in the way of you pursuing your goals. If you want to practice this acceptance, you can start by observing that discomfort and that unpleasant sensation, just paying attention to it. Not to go along with this urge to not focus on it, but to allow your awareness to touch it and to explore it. Then you can also observe your own reaction to that discomfort. The mind always produces reactions, and you want to defuse from those reactions. Diffusing means that we have so many thoughts and judgments throughout the day, and often we are fused with them, which means that we are identified with them. We take them for granted and as reality. Diffusing means to break that connection, to remind ourselves that thoughts are just thoughts. They're not necessarily true or just partially true, or they can be true, they can be completely wrong. So to not automatically accept our thoughts about that unpleasant sensation as reality. For example, if you have a pain in your foot, you may react, or your mind will pass a judgment like, oh no, now I have this pain in my foot, which means I won't be able to focus on work today. Or if you feel some anxiety, your mind may react by judging it as unhelpful and as obstructive to pursuing whatever it is you want to pursue. And then you might feel stressed about your anxiety, or even more uncomfortable about the discomfort in your foot. So diffusing helps to just let those thoughts pass as thoughts, because you know that a lot of our automatic assumptions about discomfort and unpleasant sensations are wrong. And whenever those automatic thoughts pop up that are unhelpful, to just let them pass by, not to be fused with them and run after them. You can also replace those thoughts by ones that are more accepting of unpleasant sensations, like, thanks for this thought, mind. At the same time, I know that fighting reality doesn't work. And if I really want to minimize the dominance of this unpleasant feeling in my awareness, I need to open up to it and accept it. And once you've observed it, paid attention to it, diffuse from the judgments that came up, you can relax into that unpleasant sensation. Instead of tensing up and breathing very quickly and short breaths, breathe deeply and slowly and relax into it. Observe, diffuse, relax, accept, allow it to be there. And remember, it's not about liking it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to make it go away. It's about accepting it. And by that acceptance, it may go away or it may stay. It may decrease, it may not. That's not the point. The point is to accept it. And you can be sure that by accepting, you can decrease your discomfort with your discomfort. And that reduces a lot of the pain and keeps your pain clean and keeps you freed up to do whatever it is you want to do, to experience all of your experience and not be overly focused on that discomfort and the struggle with that discomfort. Thanks for tuning in to one of the greatest paradoxes of life. Understanding this can radically change your experience. I upload videos like this every week. If you don't want to miss any, hit the subscribe button and notification bell. Till next time, take care. And remember to make room for discomfort.